So what we want to do is we want to get back into seller financing and talk about the benefits and why a seller may very well be interested in doing seller financing. And we are going to talk about the seller's benefits. We're going to talk about the buyer's benefits. I like to call it the Jerry Maguire offer. If you've ever seen the movie Jerry Maguire, one of the taglines in that movie is "Show me the money." So if I can show the seller the money, why they may be very benefited by doing seller financing, they very well may be interested in holding the mortgage like we talked about on the last video. So what we want to do is we want to talk about seller financing. And what I like to do is call it the seller's benefits on one side. And then we'll talk about the buyer's benefits on the other side. And there is benefits on both sides of this. So if I can show the seller the money, they may very well be interested in what I have to say. So if I'm talking to a seller and I can show them that there's some tax benefits to doing seller financing, they may very well be interested in what I have to say. What you're going to find out is that if somebody's getting money, or maybe phrase that, if somebody's earning money in an investment through passive income, it may very well be taxed at a lower rate than earned income. They need to check with their accountants, but there's going to be some tax benefits there generally. Generally, the seller is going to get monthly cash flow. One of the best groups of people to do seller financing are baby boomers who are retired and downsizing. There is the largest pool of baby boomers ever that are at that age bracket right now. Largest pool of people ever. More than that are coming after that by far. The key is the biggest concern for most people in retirement is running out of money. Well, what we can do is we can do a long-term seller financing deal with them so they're going to make monthly cash flow, could be for the next 30 years. And so they're going to get monthly cash flow on their investment of their house for the next 30 years. So they may very well be interested in that. So they get monthly cash flow. They are also going to have control of the property, which means what? If I don't pay them, they can take the property back. So they could foreclose on me if I don't pay them and take the property back. What can they also do if they take the property back? They can keep all the mortgage payments. So they're not out anything if they take the property back from me. And so what is beneficial to them is they get to keep all those payments. And now some of you guys are going, why would you do that? Anytime you get a mortgage on a property, if you're going to be foreclosed on by the bank, they're not going to say, oh, by the way, we're going to take the property back, but we'll give you back all the payments you made. I mean, think about that. Don't be stupid. That's not going to happen. On top of that, the homeowner who's doing seller financing with me, they also are going to have no property management or maintenance. No property management or maintenance. So what they get is they get monthly cash flow. They have control of the property. They can keep the payments if they have to foreclose on me, and they have no property management or maintenance. So they get all the benefits. They get all the benefits of home ownership without any of the headache of it. They get all the benefits without any of the headache. On top of that, they can probably get a quicker close, meaning they can get the property closed quicker. So quicker close, probably less expensive to sell it, or less expensive closing costs, less closing costs. I'll put that on there. And the other thing is they have another tax benefit called capital gains. So they're going to get a capital gains tax benefit, which means they won't have to pay as much capital gains if that's the type of property that this is. They're going to get paid over time rather than getting all the money up front, which will, in many instances, reduce their capital gains. So if I can get a seller to be interested in this, and I call it show them the money, most times when you explain it to them like this, you show them the money, they are very interested in what we have to say. So what are the buyer's benefits? Most times when we buy a property with seller financing, there's no credit check done on that property. There is no credit check done on that property. If they don't check your credit, how many seller financing deals can you do? You can do as many as you want. And generally, many of you guys are probably going, oh, there's got to be a catch. Well, there's no catch. Generally, you have competitive interest rates. Competitive interest rates, which means what? you can get into a property without them checking your credit for competitive interest rates. So how often should we ask for seller financing? We should ask for seller financing all the time. Now, I'm sure many of you guys are going to ask, well, I would never do that. Why would a seller do that? There's many different reasons. The key is quit worrying about why other people do what they do. That's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. If you only eat certain kinds of foods, then why are there restaurants that have other kinds of foods that you don't like? Because other people do things that you don't do. So just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean somebody else wouldn't do it. So guys, ask for seller financing every time. Look forward to seeing you guys on the path.